Today, we are taking my solid axle swap Toyota Tacoma to get tuned. I'm a little skeptical.
Brought to you in part by Cranbrook Toyota.
So, tuning Tacomas, or any Toyota for that matter, isn't a new thing. You see it all the time, these tuners that kind of travel to different areas and host events, and I've always wondered, does this actually do anything? Is this just snake oil? Like, do these guys actually feel any difference in their rig? Not only do these tuners advertise stuff like more power and torque, they also advertise giving you a better throttle response. Especially in a truck like mine, which is a 6-speed manual, you would think that Toyota would have given you the best throttle response possible for like hill starts and just general control when clutching. Because it's a manual, that's why you buy a manual, is to have all the control. And on an automatic, I totally get it. I see posts of guys that complain about how their trucks don't shift when they want them to, and it seems to be a major complaint in the Toyota scene. Especially when you're full of overland gear and overloaded with weight, it probably compounds this issue. And fixing these horrible shift points is also something advertised by these tuners. And in my case, I've just never felt the need for a tune. I've always felt like the truck has had lots of power to turn those 40-inch tires with the 513 gears I have installed in the differential. Until Saskatchewan Overland Tuning hit me up offering to tune my truck, I never even thought twice to get it tuned. But since he offered, we might as well see what this is all about and tell you guys whether it's worth tuning your Tacoma or not. This here is Brody from Saskatchewan Overland Tune.
I drove all the way out here from Swift Current, Saskatchewan. We're gonna do the OTT tune on Clinton's truck here today. Since it's a manual, we're gonna do a little bit of a custom tune. We're gonna do a rev hang delete using HP tuners, give them some more power and torque, especially in the low end. See if it can help turn the 40s a little bit easier, a little bit more throttle response, so it should drive a little bit more comfortably after the tune for sure. You know, it's kind of like a pedal commander. You gain that throttle response, but we do gain power, especially in the low end. At about 2,400 RPMs, you gain around 40 foot-pounds of torque or so, which really kind of helps, especially if your truck's a bit heavier, and you do get a little bit of top-end power too. But with Overland Tailor, they kind of really focused on widening out the torque band, so in the usable RPM range down low when you're trying to get going, especially if you're like towing or got a heavy truck, lots of payload, like overland builds, stuff like that. Bigger tires, it really helps.
Yeah, really with this Tacoma, if anywhere on the rev range needs work, it is down in the lower end.
Definitely, yeah.
the high end, after like 4,000 RPM, the thing screams. So
with that rev hang delete too, like especially if you are revving it up a lot just when you're driving it, trying to grab the next gear, if it would kind of hang the RPMs a long time,
yeah,
it'll make it drop a little bit faster, easier to grab the next gear, be a bit smoother that way.
Interested to see how this works.
Sounds good. Okay, we'll get started. So first, what I'm going to do, especially since it's cold out, I'm going to put a power supply on the battery just to make sure the voltage stays up higher. When you're flashing, voltage is like the most important thing to make sure it doesn't go below 12. Make sure that nothing bad happens while we're flashing.
And then it's just something you plug into the OBD2 to tune it, essentially?
Yeah, so I'm going to use HP tuners. So I have a laptop and then my cable and dongle. So we'll plug it into the OBD2, be able to read the ECU that way, and then I'll be able to send it off to the OTT guys, and they can get started on making your file.
Is there any risk of like bricking the ECU or anything like that when...
Yeah, that's always a risk. That's kind of why we try to put the battery chargers on,
yeah,
like especially in the cold.
Yeah, it is freezing this morning. It's about like minus 30 degrees Celsius. Yesterday it was like nearly minus 40, and minus 40 Celsius and Fahrenheit is the same, and this thing did not want to start. Luckily today, turned the key and fired it up, so should be good to go. So obviously we're a little slow moving in the cold, but how long does this usually take you?
For a normal tune, usually I'll take around half hour, 45 minutes. Something with HP tuners like this, I usually book about an hour to do it.
And does that include like doing a test drive and everything too?
Yeah, it includes a test drive and, you know, kind of see if you like the settings that are set on it. If not, you know, we can do a change afterwards and get you on somewhere that you like. It doesn't take, like the actual flashing process only takes a couple minutes. It's mostly just setup and testing it out and stuff. So for throttle response settings, the OTT guys, they kind of set it up like flavors of taco sauce. So if you want like on the lower throttle settings, it starts on light, mild, medium, and then it goes spicy and super spicy. So kind of depends on how much throttle, you know, how spicy you want your taco sauce. It's kind of funny that way. We're actually going to start you on the lower end, just so it's not like twitchy when you're driving. And we'll try that out, see how you like that.
I'm more of a spicy sauce on my tacos personally.
The taco's pretty spicy, so,
yeah,
but it's built for it. So
yeah,
we'll
it
see
came
how
spicy.
it goes.
It doesn't need much extra sauce.
Yeah, exactly. Don't want it to be jerky for you, right?
Yeah.
When you're driving it, so.
The spicy tune is for guys that are not re-geared for their tires and need all the help they can get, whereas I'm re-geared. I've got 513 gears for these 40s, and I've never felt the need for it.
So just got the tune applied here. Should be good. We'll give her fire up, see, make sure it starts. That's a good sign. We'll go for a test drive, do a data log, see how the truck performs, and yeah, go from there.
So we just went for our first little test drive here, and I could feel it a little bit, but we're on the mild setting at the moment, so we're gonna turn it up to spicy, right?
We're gonna put on spicy so you can get the full effect, kind of see what it's all about, and so kind of get the both ends of it, where it's the smallest amount, the most amount, kind of see where he likes it.
Yeah, so that's the plan. We'll put it on spicy. Taking off from a stop in second gear is easier, which is something that I commonly do in this truck.
That'll be probably more feeling the extra torque down low too. Will definitely help with starting in second gear with something like this.
All right. I mean, yeah, that seems to have good throttle response. So driving, oh yeah, no, that's way, compared to the mild, no, I like this a lot more actually.
You do like it?
Yeah,
Okay,
I can definitely feel that. So I came into this a fair bit like skeptical, right? But like the power, it's kind of hard to explain. The spicy tune, I like it. It's just after like 2,000 RPM, you can really feel it kick in, like right now. It turns the 40s great, which I thought the truck did before just fine. Oh, that's crazy. And the throttle response being so touchy, like it feels more like more direct drive, like as if it's on a cable versus the drive-by-wire, which I didn't think was that bad until it got tuned. When you put your foot into it, like without even going to the floor, like it instantly jumps up in RPM. But I like it. Well, it is safe to say that I am a believer. The more I'm driving around with this tune in the truck, it just like it feels almost like a completely different motor. For example, like taking off in second gear in 4 low when you need to get a bunch of wheel speed to get up an obstacle, the truck does it like flawless now. It's pretty crazy. Now, it's pretty hard to show on camera how good the truck feels and how much better it is without like physically putting the truck on the dyno before and after. And hey, if you're interested in seeing how a Tacoma does on a dyno with the new tune versus before, Overland Tailor tune actually has dyno sheets on their website that you can check out. If you're interested in getting your truck tuned, I do recommend Brody at Saskatchewan Overland Tune. He does a great job. He's super friendly, super knowledgeable, and has a fair bit of experience in the tuning field.
I'm Brody with Saskatchewan Overland Tuning. I'm one of the tuners in the OTT tuning network. I started doing this because I bought my Tacoma as a work truck. I was doing ECU tuning on heavy machinery before this. I still do that. Bought this truck and thought right away it needed a tune, so did some research, found which company I wanted to work with, and found that the OTT guys had so much experience behind them, and that's the route I wanted to go. So put it on my own truck and absolutely loved it. So decided that offering it to my customers was something that I wanted to do. You can book a tune on my website at skoverlandtuning.ca. All my contact info is on there. I got my cell number on there, email. You can text me, email me. You can book a tune on the website, or you can just talk to me. And if you do book a tune on the website, I have a promo code, Dirt.Garage. If you can get 50% off your deposit if you book through the website using that code. Brody sent me a text after filming this asking me to add his service area. So if you are in Eastern BC, Southern Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, or Western Ontario, he's your guy if you want to get your Toyota tuned. Anyways, that's about it for this week's video. Hope you guys learned something, because I sure did. So if you guys do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button, and hey, consider subscribing. I upload weekly Toyota building, wheeling, and off-roading content. Anyways, I'll catch you next week. Peace.